I think it's interesting you say this election already can once again be competitive, and you're going back to the former president's speech last night.
Well, hi, Kelly. Yes, it's clear two things as we come to the end of the third week since the debate, the presidential debate. One is that former President Trump was very effective in solidifying support within the Republican Party. But equally clear was that the process and his speech last night and speeches that weren't shown in prime time make clear that he and his camp do not feel they need to broaden their base in order to win this year. My guess is that can only be true or relevant if you consider that President Biden stays in the race. That's predicated on all the available data. And in the last 2 weeks, public opinion surveys that were taken in the first half of this month, before the assassination attempt and before the convention, show significant deterioration, down ticket, not just in the president's race, but down ticket in seats in states that had been considered safe for Democrats, now trending toward Republicans.
Okay, so it almost seems predictable that the president would do something, a former president would do the unpredictable thing that no one wants him to do. And in other words, if that is in keeping with what did win him the election in 2016, is it enough to win him the election this time around, or does it depend on whether he's running against Biden or Harris?
I think it's the latter. It depends on whether he's running against someone who can reignite enthusiasm among the 2020 coalition that successfully put Biden and Harris into office. And again, the publicly available data shows that that's simply not happening. And in fact, it's getting further and further away from President Biden. And so that leads to I think the second related issue. 3 months out on the Democratic side, 3 months out of the general election on the Democratic side, are these the signs of a healthy, potentially successful, momentum gaining campaign that you see from Democrats or not? And the answer is it's not. Then pressure for change is only going to increase.
Kim, it's Dom. The respective bases for President Biden and former President Trump are intact and maybe even more energized since the assassination attempt. In the coming weeks and months, there is a sense that there's coalition building, at least on both sides. President Trump basically said he's going to drill, baby, drill and get more oil out, and that appeals to the base. At the same time, he's going to be the keynote speaker at the Bitcoin 2024 conference this coming week. The keynote speaker, where some of the costs to attend his particular fundraiser could be in the $800,000 per person range. Is he courting other groups like cryptocurrency enthusiasts to help tip the scale because he feels as though that's going to be a factor come November?
Dom, I think it's yes, he is, obviously. But to win for the former president, he's got to beat, by market share analysis, he's got to beat Biden in the places that Biden won in 2020. And my comment relates to independents who favored Biden over Trump by a net 13 points, young people and women, all of whom favored Biden over Trump in 2020. That piece of the coalition for President Biden has weakened significantly, and yet former President Trump's appeal to those people on those political bases doesn't seem to be very active. That's my point, is that the winning coalition in 2020 is demoralized about Biden. They are not yet showing signs of being attracted to Trump.